The blockchain industry is ripe with opportunities for everyday people to get in on this technological trend, become early adopters, and reap handsome profits for being early. And what if there's one way in particular that basically nobody talks about that was a fast track to becoming a blockchain millionaire? Well, there is. And it's not some simple investment trick. It's based upon leveraging the exact types of skills that I teach you on this channel. And I'm gonna explain exactly how it works in this video today as a blockchain developer myself who works this technology on a daily basis. So if you're new around here, hey, I'm Gregory, and on this channel, I turn you into a blockchain master. So if that's something that you're interested in, then smash that like button down below and subscribe. And if you want to take action on everything that I'm talking about in this video today, I can show you to increase your income by becoming a blockchain developer step by step from start to finish over at dappuniversity.com/bootcamp. All right, so let's get into this. Let's talk about this $1 million blockchain strategy. And again, this is not some investment trick. You're not taking your money and putting it in somewhere. This is about learning a high value skill and then using that high value skill to help other people who are willing to pay you a lot of money for that skill. So let me riff on that a little more, okay? Let's do a little basic economics lesson, all right? So if you talk with anybody who's massively wealthy and got that way largely through earned income, they'll tell you that, making a high income isn't just about working harder, okay? Although there's lots of hard work involved in making a high income, it comes from delivering value from the work that you do, regardless of how hard you work, all right? And the more value you provide, the more you can get paid. So, for example, if you work a 10-hour shift at a fast food restaurant, that's hard work. All right, there's no doubt about it, but you're not gonna make very much money. That's because the value of the labor is low. But by contrast, if you got on the phone with a lawyer for 1 hour to discuss how you could avoid some disastrous outcome, they could easily bill you $300 to $500 just for that 1 hour conversation. It costs a lot. Their time's worth a lot of money because of the value that's delivered. They could save you from an insane, disastrous consequence that can ruin your life, and you're gladly gonna pay the $500 to do that. So that being said, the blockchain space is ripe with many opportunities to do that type of thing, where you can provide a high amount of value for much less time work, because it can bring a tremendous amount of value to others. So, for example, being a blockchain developer is very valuable because you can create apps. There's a skill gap. Not everyone can do it, not even with AI. But beyond that, there's other specialties within the blockchain field, like security auditing, which is highly valuable because you can save a protocol millions, if not billions of dollars from being hacked. But there's another specific opportunity inside crypto that I want to talk about in this video today that can provide an insane amount of value to others that could literally make $1 million, okay? Now, let me be clear. I'm not talking about $1 million overnight, not in a weekend, not in a few weeks, months, maybe not in a year unless you're exceptionally gifted, but could lead to $1 million earned in a relatively short amount of time, especially compared to some other way, like getting a job that might take you a decade or more to make that much, even if you had a very high income, half a decade. I'm talking a fraction of the time. So what is it? Well, it's becoming a blockchain analyst. So what the heck is that? Well, basically it's being somebody who's capable of reading all this seemingly unrelated data that's out there on the blockchain and making meaningful relationships between that data, and then translating that into valuable insights to other people. Okay, keyword valuable, the value that they're willing to pay you for. For example, if you could read the blockchain and find an opportunity for someone to make an investment that could yield a high return, they're gladly going to pay you a lot of money for that 7 days a week. Or for example, if you could track down a hacker who stole millions, maybe even tens of millions or hundreds of millions of dollars on the blockchain, and you could help track that person down, okay, and recover those funds, you could get a hefty reward for that, maybe even 10%. Okay, the pie in the sky dream is you do one of those and boom, there's your $1 million payday. Now, that's just a couple examples. There's many others, which I'm going to clearly outline in this video, but let me take a second and talk about technically why this is valuable, why most people can't do this, why there's a skill gap, and why this is a hard problem to solve. But if you can learn the skills, it can provide a tremendous value. Well, first of all, it's because, the blockchain is really just a ledger of transactions, okay? If you look at a blockchain, even on a block explorer, or if you're a developer and you got access to a blockchain node, it's just blocks and transactions. The transactions say, hey, money moved from this person to that person, or you did something with a smart contract. And there's not a lot of data available beyond that. Sure, you can get people's wallet balances. You can see what they did in the past, okay? But if you're talking about tracing the movement of money over time, there's a lot of work to be involved, okay? And blockchains, because they're just these ledgers that have these transactions, you can't easily just ask questions of the blockchain like you could a regular database, okay? The blockchain is a database, but it doesn't have the advanced capabilities that most modern relational databases have, where you can write sophisticated queries to get the answers that you want. So if you're able to acquire the skills of blockchain analytics, you can take that to the next level to help solve the types of problems that people are willing to pay you a lot of money for. And so if you can do that, then how can you make money from it? Well, let's talk about the mechanisms, and I'll talk about the specific strategies. So the two mechanisms are pretty simple. Number one is you get the skills, and then you provide a service for somebody to do whatever analytics tasks that they want done by analyzing the blockchain and providing the insights. Okay, I'll talk about those here in a second. And the other is, if you're enterprising and you're technical, or you can hire technical people, then you can create a product, a software that does the type of insights that other people want that they can't get from just reading the blockchain on their own. Okay, so basically being a service person, a highly skilled service person, or building basically an app that does this. So either way you choose, what are some different, niches or strategies in blockchain analysis that can make a lot of money? So way number one is anti-money laundering and regulatory compliance. And this is honestly one of the most lucrative ones, okay? So basically, AML compliance is basically like a lot of blockchain products require that people do know your customer registration, okay, to provide their identity, all right? And because they don't want to be, servicing money laundering organizations or something like that. So basically, blockchain analytics can trace transactions across wallets and exchanges to identify suspicious activities such as money laundering or terrorism financing. Okay, and if you can track that down, there's a lot of money to be made from that type of situation. Also, know your customer. Many blockchain analytics tools help institutions verify identities and ensure regulatory compliance by tracking the origins of crypto assets. Also, sanctions monitoring, making sure that, whoever's interacting and doing things in the blockchain aren't interacting with sanctioned entities. So yeah, that's basically regulatory compliance, making sure people are following the rules. There's a lot of money to be made there. All right, so way number two is with fraud detection and prevention. Okay, so basically identifying fraudulent activities. So if you can read the blockchain and look at patterns and then identify where fraud is occurring and then trace the fraud back to an entity on chain and then being able to reproduce the identity of that entity so that they can be, have recourse taken against them, then if the fraud is big enough and there's enough money associated with that, again, you could get a significant cut of that funds that are recovered and get a handsome payday. Same thing with hacking. So if a protocol got hacked and, millions or maybe even tens of millions or hundreds of $1 million were taken and, moved around on chain, if you can help pinpoint the entry point of that and then help other people figure out who the identity of that hacker is and help recover those funds, then there's an insane amount of money to be made from that if you're able to get a bounty of the funds recovered. All right, way number three is with forensics and investigations. So basically, crime investigation, tracking stolen assets, or dark web monitoring. Tracking stolen assets is a lot like hacking, all right? But it's basically the same idea. Basically, if the assets were stolen, but it wasn't to do from like a protocol hack, it's a little bit different, but it's about the same. Same with crime investigation or dark web monitoring. Basically, authorities use blockchain analytics to follow the money trail on the dark web, especially in illicit markets that use cryptocurrencies. So if you're able to use your blockchain analytics skills to help any of these things track down the source of, nefarious activity and help recover funds, anytime there's funds that need to be recovered, you can typically get a cut of those and make a serious bounty. All right, so those first three really have a lot to do with illegal activity and helping basically cut down illegal activity. All right. Now, there's others that have nothing to do with that, which you can use blockchain analytics for, and it's providing value to others because, really it's helping make more money or save money, all right, or prevent loss. So way number four is market intelligence and research, basically investor analysis, sentiment analysis, and token analytics. So basically, this is the idea of, if you can show somebody with, specific analysis that there's an opportunity to make money somewhere on chain through your analytics activities, then they're going to pay you a handsome sum for that 7 days a week because you can make them money. All right. So like investor analysis, tracking the flow of large transactions to provide insights on investor behavior, such as identifying the movement of whales, or even just new projects, things that have potential, or identifying market anomalies that prove a profitable opportunity. All right, way number 5 is with risk management. Basically, this is with financial risk or credit risk, right? There's gonna be large financial institutions who are using blockchain, and they wanna know, whatever they have invested in, what's the integrity of their investments, okay? They want to identify what wallets are involved. They're also commonly holding this with them, okay? What are the counterparties that they're interacting with? And basically, if they're doing any entity that's interacting with them, they want to know the credit worthiness, especially on decentralized lending platforms. So if you can use your analytics tools to help them understand what's the risk of their current behavior, to reduce that risk and minimize it, it's saving them money, all right? And whatever that potential loss is, you can get compensated proportion to whatever that potential loss is. All right, way number 7 is with decentralized finance monitoring, okay? So basically, this is just looking at what's going on in DeFi protocols. So DeFi protocol analysis. You can track the usage and performance of DeFi protocols, providing insights into liquidity, transactions, and health of these decentralized ecosystems. All right. This is probably better for a software application than individual reports, although there's going to be lots of opportunity to provide this on an individual basis, but this could be an opportunity to create a tool for other people. Yield farming, liquidity mining, basically helping users assess the risks and returns of different liquidity pools. So basically lots of yield farmers out there that want to find the highest return possible. And if you can use your analytics tools to find the best strategies that are competitive that other people aren't seeing in the market, okay, then obviously people are going to pay you because they can get a high yield they couldn't get somewhere else. All right, and finally, last but not least, number 8, it's kind of boring, but it's very valuable, which is tax reporting or tax compliance and tax auditing, okay? So a really common story, people who use the blockchain a lot, use their wallets, they're active users. They have all these wallets, they have all these transactions spread across all these different apps and cryptocurrencies, and they go to file their taxes and they're like, oh my gosh, you know what I mean? This is an absolute mess. I don't really know how to make sense of everything that I've done, and I don't really know how to accurately report on my taxes. Well, if you're good at blockchain analytics, you can help them answer that question a lot faster than they can do it on their own. They might not even be able to do it on their own. They may be too scared to even try, okay? So if you can provide a service that helps them do that or just helps them do it faster, they're gladly going to pay you for that, okay? Because, well, they don't want to go to jail. They want to report everything correctly. And if you can help them do that, then obviously they can pay you just like an accountant, probably more than their accountant, because it's a non-starter if they can't even do that themselves. All right, that's an overview of some different ways that you can make money with blockchain analysis. Again, this is a highly valuable skill because of the amount of value it provides the end user that you can get paid for in a relatively short amount of time compared to some other skill on the blockchain. So how can you learn this? Well, let me know if you're interested in this. I'm happy to do more videos about this on my channel. Let me know in the comment section below if you want to learn specifically about blockchain analysis, and I'll make a follow-up video to talk about the specific ways and how you can learn the skills to do exactly what I'm talking about in this video. But in the meantime, make sure you smash that like button down below and subscribe. And if you want to get a jump on, learn the foundations of these skills, which is being a blockchain developer, then I can show you how to do that step-by-step from start to finish over at dappuniversity.com/bootcamp. You're learning to be expert to get started today. I've helped people with zero coding experience become real-world blockchain developers in a matter of months. So that's all I've got. Until next time, thanks for watching Dapp University.